Precious Metal Summit 2022, day 2, and it's now getting into the afternoon, and we have Max Silver here, George Paspalas, the CEO. Hey George, great to see you.
Hey Jochen, good to see you as well.
Yeah, fantastic. You did great yesterday at the Zurich Invest Night, which I had the honor to moderate. And I know I'm a shareholder of your company because what you guys are doing is really something which is not normal, because you are constructing the mine, you're going into the commercial production on the path to it, but you make already money.
Yes, it's unique. It's a situation that I think reflects the relationship we have with our partner Fresnillo. They're the operator of the Juanicipio project, 56% owner as well. But they have adjacent facilities that has a small amount of available capacity at some times. And we got to about this time last year, we were getting ready for our process plant that we'd completed construction, ready for it to be connected to the national electricity grid, and then we start our plant up and run. During the latter part of 2021, we were putting 2 to 3 days a month of material from the Juanicipio underground through one of the Fresnillo plants to learn about the processing, the metallurgy, and to sort of de-risk the startup. And we made a little bit of cash, right? And that was nice. In December, a few days before Christmas, I just bought the turkey. We get notified from Fresnillo that the regulator has said there has to be more work done here on the electrical system for protection and redundancy and backup, and they're not going to connect the plant to the grid. Here we are now, almost a year later, and we're just starting to get connected to the grid.
Super. I mean, it's not like plug and play. I mean, that's a bit more than that.
And we talk about connected to the grid, but there's 2 substations, there's 4 major transformers involved, there's testing of every step, so it's a couple of week process. But by the end of November, right, I'm reasonably confident now that we're going to be putting rock through our mill, and in December,
your own mill, by the way.
Yes, the Juanicipio mill, and then throughout December we start to ramp up. And then we come into 2023 with a full year ramp up, a commercial production announcement. Good for the share price, we hope.
And good for the money.
Good for the money. And so where the uniqueness comes in, right, typically in a developing story, building a plant, single asset company, if you have a power regulator come and say, we're not going to connect you now, you have to immediately communicate that to the market. You go down. We increased the amount of tonnes that we were putting through the Fresnillo plants, and we made a comparable amount of silver and cash flow in the first half of 2022 as if our plant was running and we were ramping up. And so you'll see in our third quarter announcement that came out yesterday, in the third quarter we made 2.6 million ounces of silver, $25 million US of gross profit. That's just on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
And so going forward now, we are going to double the throughput because we're going to go through our plant and we're going to have higher recoveries. And so our expectations are that we're going to have a very nice production profile and good cash flow starting in 2023.
Super. And with the Juanicipio plant, I mean, we always see those wonderful photos on your website. This is now really all finished, or are there still some bits and pieces you have to do?
It's finished, and all of the process elements, the flotation cells, the pumps, the thickeners, etc., they've all been commissioned, they've all been water tested, they've had water flowing through them, they're ready to go.
Super.
It's only the 2 big grinding mills that need a bit more power than what our current power line can carry that haven't been able to be commissioned yet.
Okay.
So the plant's fully commissioned other than the mills, and we actually have the vendors of the mills that are on site now starting the commissioning of the mills.
Super. Maybe you should think about building a small modular reactor so you have your own Power generation.
Yeah, well,
might be that,
yeah. Power in Mexico is political.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're not in the world.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you're doing a great job so far. And I remember in your feasibility study was $5.02 AIC per produced ounce of silver. But okay, that is already like, what is it, 2.5, 3 years ago?
No, 2017.
Yeah.
Right.
Voila. And so the thing is, to me today, maybe I'm more correct with $7, $7.50 AIC?
Yeah, I think everyone is exposed to inflationary pressures.
Absolutely.
I mean, we were very lucky that we built the plant, we purchased the equipment, built the plant, built the project, pre any inflationary concerns.
Oh yeah, thank God.
One of the advantages of having Fresnillo as a partner is they're a large mining operation. Right? They have huge purchasing departments with a lot of purchasing power, and they can negotiate good prices. So there is a little bit of protection from inflation because of that, but we see inflation. So we haven't calculated the numbers accurately for a while, but I would say that we're probably more in the $7 to $8 dollars per ounce, all-in sustaining now.
Still okay, I would say.
That's a good margin.
Yeah, I mean, silver today, $22.
Correct.
You would not complain.
No complaints.
For sure not. Super. So what is then still left cash in the bank? Because you guys have still no debt, right?
No debt. We have $40 million US of cash in the bank in Canada. And at the end of the third quarter, we have $13 million US in the Juanicipio bank account, and we have, I think it's about $12 to $13 million more of receivables from the concentrate we made the previous month.
Super.
So we haven't sent money to Mexico since December of last year.
Wow.
Right? So Mexico has self-funded all of this year.
Fantastic. Wow,
Yeah.
that is great, really, to say.
Yeah.
Super. So let's put it that way. Everything is up, clear, and hopefully soon running when you have the rest of the plug-in done.
Correct.
Then for next year, commercial production.
Yep.
Hopefully H2, maybe third quarter, possible?
Well, maybe optimistically we can get into the first half of the year because we've had 2 years of processing the material.
Yeah, I mean, you know what to do now.
Fresnillo have been milling the same material through the Saucito plant since 2008. In fact, our mill manager is the ex-mill manager from Saucito.
Okay, super.
So we have a lot of intellectual knowledge on this particular vein at Juanicipio ready.
Fantastic, super. Then let's talk about Deer Trail.
Oh yeah.
Because you have also another good project, I would call it.
Yep.
What have you achieved this year?
This year we've started our Phase 2 drilling program. We released the results from Phase 1 of last year, 3 holes. We detected the red wall limestone, which is what we wanted to know. Is that favourable host rock underneath everything? And it is. We intercepted some of the feeder structures we knew came up from down low and mineralised the historical Deer Trail mine. And we got big numbers, we got 1,000 grams of silver.
Wow.
We got 500 grams per silver, but over narrow intervals, 1-2 metres. That's very encouraging, but not what we'd say, that's not mag size, mag scale type mineralisation that we want. But it enables us to then, okay, where did this come from? And Phase 2 is starting to vector off that and try and track down deeper where are the high-grade silver mantos. And so, we've put 4 or 5 holes in this year. We'll probably release the results of Phase 2 maybe before year end if we can. And we're liking what we see at Deer Trail. A very appropriate adage, you hear it a lot, we see a lot of smoke. There's a fire there.
Definitely.
We just got to go find the fire. So we're very excited. We've got a great team on site down there. They're doing a fantastic job, very technically driven, technically focused. It's geologically very complex, and so it takes time.
Yeah, absolutely. So for next year, what's the game plan then for Deer Trail? What do you want to achieve?
Well, we'll continue drilling. We like to put, we're still with one rig, and we're taking our time to thoroughly consider what we're learning, hole by hole. I'd like to see us put another 5-6 holes in the deer trail next year. Maybe with that comes a discovery. Certainly with that will come increased knowledge taking us to a discovery. And we're excited about deer trail. We like it.
Super. Yeah. I'm excited about Max Silver.
George,
thank you very much. Absolutely. No, thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank
and
you.
Please make sure that the power is moving then finally by the end of November. That would be great. And that we can see your mine then next year really in the commercial production.
Oh, we can't wait to. We're looking forward to it.
Super. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jochen.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was George Paspalas, the CEO of Mag Silver, and you heard it, the power plug-in. It's not like that you plug and play, definitely not, because that's a big operation. It has started already, several substations, they have to be included, and hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks, the company should be really up and running then with the connection to the grid. But what is even more important is that they can achieve within the next 8 to 9 months, I would call, real commercial production with Juanicipio. And also what is really important, now in that pre-phase, the company is making money already. That is really unusual. And the company has no debt. So when they are in commercial production, they will make a ton of money, because you heard it, maybe the AIC will be around the $7, maybe $7.50. But with a $22 silver price today, they will make a shitload of money. And that is fantastic, because they can pay right afterwards dividends, they can buy back shares. They have a lot to do, because with no debt and no bank against you, you are free to do what you want. And Deer Trail is the future. So check out Mag Silver, because the stock is still way too cheap. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Zurich.